Hey everyone, I'm Matt Raithel. I'm a professor of practice of game design at Maryville University. I've been working in animation for about 20 years, primarily through games, and I'm excited to take a first look, a blind react at Demon Slayer. Let's do it. Already it's some pretty bold 2D animation. But even from these effects, you can see right off the bat, it's got a blend of different techniques and styles, which is cool to see. Got some traditional, like, motion lines, but some special effects here. Looks like a nice blend of like 2D animation, motion graphics, but maybe even some 3D there. Some of this is so smooth that you gotta assume that they're using some 3D to get like some consistency and shape. A lot of that's really hard to do, just to keep all these little details under control if you're doing traditional frame-by-frame animation. So yeah, I mean, you definitely have some 3D work in there. Yeah, it's a good time. All this stuff on screen, all these little fibers and all these little embers and all the particles and the flames and all that. If we were doing everything here all by hand, it'd be blowing me away for sure. But this is something that these 3D tools can do really well. So combination of traditional technique, modern technology. Ooh, it's nice. Yeah, the visual effects here. Fire, smoke, particles, wind, I mean, all of those just take so much time to execute. So let's look at the second clip. We saw a lot of special effects, a lot of particles, some balance of 2D and 3D before. And it looks like they're going to take that up to an 11 here. A little more focus on the environment. Still using some like freeze frame techniques, you know, to kind of get some of the storytelling going. You'll see these moments where there's not a whole lot of animation, but it allows you to deliver some of these dialogue bits, which I think feels pretty traditional. Oh man, now we're getting into it. Yeah, more great special effects. You can tell they really are pushing those to the limit. I like how some of these special effects are getting those ink lines too. That's yet another thing that they've got to manage, is when to push that extra little bit of edge and intensity on these effects. Let's see if we can stop it on one of them. Wow. Yeah, you talk about trying to push intensity, trying to communicate like the ferocity of all these different energies coming through. There's just a lot to manage in these scenes while making it still clear. I mean, because that's something else that can happen, is you make so many different special effects that it's not clear what really is happening. So they do a good job with the staging. That is to make sure our focal point is really clear to us as viewers. So nice job on all of that. All right, let's look at our third clip. In the last one, we had tons of special effects. I was joking off to the side, like, I don't even know what the storyboards for these would look like. There's just so much going on. But yeah, now it looks like we're bringing back some of those 3D effects, you know, smoke and different fluids and things like that. You see it some with these little particles falling, snow embers, and of course the explosions, like all of those little pieces that we're seeing there of shingles that are going to explode. I mean, that's a great task for 3D tools to tackle. One other risk you run by blending all of these different styles is it can feel a little disjointed, a little disconnected, and it can even just take the viewer out of the experience if it's jumping styles too much. But they do a nice job here of blending all that together so that it feels like a deliberate thing. Nice full 3D shot there. But, you know, again, the 2D seems like it fits in the world still, just with how detailed it is and how smooth the motion is there. It's an intense scene. It's a lot. Oh man, look at that. There's a lot going on. You know, seeing scenes like this one remind me of maybe like the door scene from Monsters Inc. or There was an old series called, I believe it was called Enter the Matrix, where there was just a lot of procedurally generated environment sequences to do things just like this. Or maybe if you saw the black hole scene in Interstellar, it's just there's so many different panels and lights and particles. It's just, you know, it's pretty mesmerizing. It's hypnotic to see. Yeah, it's wild. But even here, you got to keep some focus to it, right? It can't just be all on. So controlling where the lights are and controlling, you know, where the bright spots are in the scene, that's a classic staging element that helps viewers not get too lost in what it is that they're watching. And it's just cool. Yeah, I can tell they had fun with this scene. Looks great. Yeah, even like a shot like this one, just the staging is so nice. You've got the contrast between the main character and these warmer backgrounds and, you know, the bright light in the distance, and it's all cut using the rule of thirds, and, you know, there's some real, like, just cinematic quality here too. It's not just all you know, particles and polygons. So yeah, it's really nice to see. What's most impressive when you're watching all of those clips and when you're watching Demon Slayer is just how much they blend all of those different techniques, one into another, and you're seeing it in some experimental animation, but we're starting to see it used more and more in obviously in animations like this one that are kind of reaching the mass market. So it's great to see all of those disciplines. It really speaks highly of what you know, all the different types and techniques in a field like animation, which you know, has been around for, you know, commercially, you know, a solid 100 years now, nearly, and it's great to see continued innovation take place in this medium. So yeah, it's pretty slick.